In the heart of peaceful Europe lies a small yet captivating country, Latvia, where 8 women share one man. Beyond its reputation for producing world-famous supermodels, Latvia fascinates with its quiet charm, deep creativity, and sincere way of life. This is a land where beauty meets solitude, where silence speaks louder than words, and where every moment reflects the unique character of its people. Part 1. Latvia, the land where women outlive men. In the heart of Northern Europe lies Latvia, a small yet fascinating nation with an extraordinary demographic story. Covering about 65,000 square kilometers and home to nearly 1.88 million people, Latvia stands out for one striking fact. Women outnumber men by a significant margin. While men make up only 46% of the population, women account for around 65%, and remarkably, they live an average of 10 years longer than men. This unique gender imbalance is the result of both history and modern lifestyle. Many Latvian men were lost in wars or left the country to work abroad, while women remained building families and communities. Moreover, Latvia's natural environment and healthcare systems favor longer female longevity. The country's clean air, green spaces, and balanced pace of life have contributed to the health and resilience of its people, especially women. Latvia's women are known not only for their beauty, but also for their strength and wisdom. They are leaders in education, art, and innovation, shaping the nation's identity in subtle yet powerful ways. In Latvia, longevity isn't just about years, it's about grace, perseverance, and the quiet power of womanhood. Part 2. The country with too few men. Latvia's unusual demographic story. Latvia is often called the country with too few men, and for good reason. With women making up nearly 2/3 of the population, this small Baltic nation holds one of the most striking gender imbalances in the world. The roots of this phenomenon trace back through history, biology, and social change, creating a fascinating social dynamic that continues to shape modern Latvian life. During the wars of the 20th century, thousands of Latvian men went to the front lines and never returned. Others emigrated after the collapse of the Soviet Union, seeking better job opportunities abroad. Meanwhile, women stayed, building families, working hard, and holding communities together. Over time, this led to a society where women became not just the majority, but also the core strength of the nation. Scientists have also found that environmental and genetic factors in Latvia make it slightly more likely for girls to be born than boys. Combined with women's longer life expectancy, this has resulted in a generation where men are noticeably fewer and often considered rare gems. Yet, this rarity has not diminished the nation's balance. Instead, it has transformed social values. In Latvia, women are admired not only for their beauty, but also for their intelligence, independence, and resilience. Many are highly educated, leading in business, science, and the arts. Despite the shortage of men, Latvia has not adopted polygamy. Instead, its people cherish equality, partnership, and sincerity in relationships. Latvia's gender story is more than a statistic. It's a reflection of endurance, grace, and the quiet power of women who have shaped their nation with both heart and strength. Part 3. The silent soul of Latvia, a culture of introversion and creativity. Beyond its demographic curiosity, Latvia stands out for its quiet yet powerful cultural identity. Latvians are often described as introverted, calm, and deeply reflective. Unlike many other European nations, where lively conversation and social energy dominate, the people of Latvia prefer silence, space, and solitude, not as a sign of coldness, but as a form of inner peace. Walking through the streets of Riga, the capital city, one can feel the stillness that defines Latvian life. People rarely engage in small talk, and strangers don't usually smile at each other. However, this quietness hides a deep sincerity. When a Latvian says they like you, they mean it wholeheartedly, because they never say things they don't feel. Researchers believe this national tendency toward introversion is closely tied to creativity. Many Latvian artists, writers, and architects thrive in solitude, finding inspiration in silence and nature. The government itself recognizes creativity as a national strength, even incorporating it into education and economic development plans. Latvia has one of the highest shares of creative workers in the European Union, proving that silence can indeed give birth to imagination. Latvia's quiet culture is also rooted in geography. With vast forests, open countryside, and a sparse population, people have learned to cherish personal space. Nature is not a place to visit in Latvia. It is a way of life. In this silence and simplicity, Latvians discover meaning, identity, and beauty. Part 4. The Call of Nature, Latvia's deep connection with the land. In Latvia, nature is not just scenery, it is a way of life, a quiet companion woven into the nation's soul. The Latvians' deep connection with forests, lakes, and open fields reflects a timeless bond between people and the land they inhabit. Even as urbanization spreads, this love for nature continues to shape daily life, traditions, and the national identity. Nearly 2/3 of Latvians live in urban apartments, yet most still dream of owning a homestead, a small wooden house surrounded by gardens and trees. The homestead, known locally as Maya Dars, is more than a dwelling. It symbolizes independence, simplicity, and harmony with nature. It recalls a time when families lived self-sufficiently, growing their own food, heating with firewood, and finding peace in rural solitude. During the Soviet era, many of these traditional homesteads disappeared as the government pushed for collective living. But the idea never died. Today, the homestead spirit has returned as a cultural ideal, inspiring architecture, literature, and even modern eco-living projects. Latvians are also known for escaping the city on weekends to breathe the countryside. In nature, they find not only relaxation but also clarity, a mental stillness that nurtures creativity and emotional balance. Whether it's a walk through pine forests or a moment beside a quiet lake, nature remains the heartbeat of Latvia. In this land of silence and green, the relationship between humans and the earth is sacred. It teaches that true peace doesn't come from noise or abundance, but from balance, simplicity, and connection, the very essence of Latvian life. Part 5. Latvia, the land of silence, strength, and subtle beauty. Latvia is more than a country. It is a reflection of how simplicity, silence, and sincerity can form the foundation of a nation's soul. From its striking gender imbalance to its quiet cultural depth, Latvia stands as one of Europe's most fascinating paradoxes. A land where women outnumber men, yet balance and harmony prevail. Here, beauty is not only seen, but felt. Latvian women embody elegance and resilience, leading their families and communities with quiet determination. Their strength mirrors the nation's history, one marked by hardship, migration, and renewal. Yet through it all, Latvia has preserved something rare, a deep respect for truth, creativity, and peace. The Latvian way of life is deeply intertwined with nature. Vast forests, calm lakes, and gentle fields remind people of the power of stillness. Silence, for Latvians, is not emptiness. It is connection. In those quiet moments, they find meaning, inspiration, and a profound sense of belonging. In a world that often celebrates noise and speed, Latvia offers a gentle contrast. It reminds us that quietness can be strength, that solitude can inspire, and that beauty can live in balance, not excess. Latvia's story, from its women's grace to its people's introspective spirit, teaches us that peace, creativity, and authenticity are timeless treasures. Part 6. Communication and character, the heart behind Latvia's silence. English version. Latvia's culture of silence often surprises foreigners, but behind that calm exterior lies a nation rich in sincerity, honesty, and emotional depth. Communication in Latvia is not about words, it's about truth. Latvians rarely speak just to fill the air. Instead, they value meaning and authenticity in every exchange. In Latvian society, silence is not awkward. It is a sign of respect. People don't engage in excessive small talk or superficial flattery. When they speak, their words are measured, thoughtful, and real. That's why a compliment from a Latvian feels special. It's genuine. If a Latvian tells you, "I like you," you can trust that they truly mean it. This cultural trait stems from centuries of introspection and simplicity. Living among forests and wide landscapes has taught Latvians to listen, not just to others, but to nature and themselves. Their quiet demeanor reflects an inner peace that comes from valuing honesty over pretense. Yet Latvians are not cold. Beneath their reserved surface, they are compassionate and loyal. Once you earn their trust, you'll find lasting friendships built on mutual respect rather than shallow politeness. Foreign visitors often describe Latvia as a place where silence speaks louder than words. And indeed, in this country, communication is not a performance. It is a reflection of the soul. Latvians remind us that the purest form of connection does not always come from talking, but from understanding without needing to speak. Conclusion: the beauty of balance. Latvia is a quiet masterpiece, a land where history, nature, and humanity coexist in perfect harmony. Its story is not defined by the absence of men, but by the presence of depth in its people, its silence, and its way of living. Every aspect of Latvian life reflects balance between strength and gentleness, solitude and connection, tradition and modernity. The people of Latvia remind us that true beauty does not need noise or grandeur. It lives in the subtle details: a soft smile, a silent forest, a soul at peace. In a time when the world races forward, Latvia stands still, not because it lags behind, but because it listens. It listens to the sound of nature, to the truth within silence, and to the quiet voice of creativity that has guided its people for generations. To know Latvia is to understand that peace is not the absence of movement, but the presence of meaning. It is to see that gentleness can hold strength, and that silence, when embraced, can become the most eloquent expression of life. Latvia is not just the country with too few men. It is the country of calm hearts, where every silence tells a story and every soul carries a quiet strength that resonates far beyond its borders.